What's going on, guys? ShadowNinja here, and today I want to talk about a brand new weapon in Destiny 2 tied to the Season of the Witch, the Eremite. This is a solar fusion rifle, a high impact frame to be specific, so for those who may be picky with their archetypes, there you go. Now, there's a lot to love about this fusion rifle. For one, I will admit, I already crafted this weapon. I only forced one deep sight with that currency, and then I got 4 frames within 3 days. So I've had this crafted since Thursday. I ranked it up, been playing a lot of Armor Core 6, and today we'll be talking about this weapon. It is a very intriguing weapon to say the least, but I think with the seasonal artifact favoring fusions with unstoppables and a perk that this weapon rolls with, and the fact that you can craft it, this weapon can have some high potential in the PvE sandbox. So let's first jump in and talk about all the rolls you can get with this weapon. We'll be reading this from right to left, we'll be labeling it so you guys can follow, but with that being said, let's jump right into it. So all the way to the right, we got a brand new origin trait called Head Rush. Standing up after crouching for a short time grants this weapon a brief period of improved handling and reload speed. Now, specifically, this is a very crutch niche perk that honestly is like you're gonna have to force and remember to utilize it. In this case, with this fusion rifle, if you're trying to get better reload, then yes, this can help you a ton, but it's something you got to be mindful of, and honestly, disappointing origin trait to say the least. So over in column 4, we have Cornered, High Ground, Pugilist, Controlled Burst, Elemental Capacitor, Golden Tricorn, and Reservoir Burst. Over in column 3, we have Pulse Monitor, Compulsive Reloader, Offhand Strike, Slick Draw, Envious Assassin, Lead from Gold, and Heal Clip. Over in column 2 is the batteries or magazines, Accelerated Coils, Enhanced Battery, Ionized Battery, Projection Fuse, Particle Repeater, and Liquid Coils. And for barrels, guys, honestly, whatever choice you want here, I'm gonna lean on Arrowhead or Corkscrew, but this is craftable, so whatever barrel really fits your playstyle, fits the stats you want and benefits you want, go for it. Now, when it comes to the God Roll, this is going to include enhanced perks, but we're rocking Enhanced Controlled Burst, Envious Assassin, Liquid Coils, and Arrowhead Break with a charge time masterwork. The one thing that is awesome about Controlled Burst is that specifically it does this upon scoring a hit with every bolt in the burst, grants 20% increased damage and 10% decreased charge time for 2 seconds. Now, you have to be mindful, you have to chain this pretty much all the time. So that's why I think when it comes to champions, specifically unstoppables, this is going to be a powerhouse of a weapon to have to deal with those type of foes, as well as a solid secondary DPS option if you guys are running it low on heavy or you guys are all out of options. Now, Envious Assassin is a perk that has gotten a buff recently. They pretty much took a lot of the rules and regulations around what would trigger Envious Assassin to proc, so it is much more friendly. It is not required to have a time duration of multi-kills within a certain time limit. It's now just based on less factors which are more friendly and more likely you'll be doing throughout different parts of PvE. So for this being a solar fusion rifle in a high impact frame, this is going to be a very solid option. But if you guys are still kind of stuck on some of those rapid fire frames, or a high impact frame fusion rifle isn't something you want, then yes, recommending this weapon is kind of hard to do. But in general, this is one of the more solid weapons I have seen off the bat with Season of the Witch, and that's something I love. I love when weapons are viable. I love when the season introduces something that is going to have a standing in the PvE sandbox, and this fusion rifle is certainly that. But keep in mind that the slow fire rate and some of the other factors really kind of make this a little bit crutch to have with Controlled Burst. Again, high impact frame is not for everyone, and it's not something I'm going to force on you, but if you guys want that option and you guys want a solid solar fusion rifle, then this weapon is just for you, and it will be dealing with those champions and bosses and some of those mini bosses, whatever you want to say, in a very fashionable manner. And depending on how you proc it, Envious Assassin can load up the whole magazine, so you have every single shot in one mag rather than having to reload. So yeah, this is a solid weapon. Get it if you can, or grind it if you can. It's tied to Season of the Witch, so pretty much any seasonal activity with Season of the Witch is a spot to earn this, as well as vendor focusing once you obtain it once is an option for you guys as well. But with that being said, that's pretty much all I got to say on this one. If you guys enjoyed the content and found this video informative, definitely drop this video a like, helps out the video a ton. And for more content from me, definitely be sure to hit the subscribe button and that bell to be notified for when I do drop more content. But until then, you guys have a good one. ShadowNinja here, and I'm out.